Tell you what else needs looking at. Liverpool and what is going on there. Everton are 4 points behind Liverpool with 2 games in hand, everybody. You'll get that. Everton 4 points behind Liverpool, 2 games in hand. Brighton have gone above Newcastle. How about them? What's going on there? They've turned into Liverpool.
Well, Brighton, from going from not being able to get a win, are absolutely on fire. And I must admit, they have been impressive. Obviously, Pep saw them close up, and he tipped it, didn't he? He said they got a good manager, and they've turned it around since that day. They've played some wonderful football. And the way they pressed Liverpool last night and put all the pressure on them was amazing. One thing on the Liverpool situation, I don't know what Liverpool fans think. I know defensively they weren't that bad. Liverpool yesterday. In fact, all season they've not been that bad. But what do they think of it? Van Dijk is obviously a bigger influence to Liverpool than just defending. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, yeah, they were winning games without Van Dijk. It wasn't that bad without Van Dijk until this recent run. Now, this recent run, this is where they've started to bring in midfielders into defence and reshape the midfield, reshape the back four, and I think it's just not right at all. So, and the bit I don't get, let me ask you this question, though, because you've brought up Van Dijk there. What exactly are you saying, that without Van Dijk, they just can't function as well? They can't get anywhere near to where they should be?
I think he's just one of those characters. He's a born leader. I know he's not captain. Henderson's done a great job as captain, but I think they need someone of his experience and leadership qualities on the football pitch. I think they've missed him massively, not just as a defender, as a character within England, within the Liverpool team. That's what I feel like, because when it goes on as the season, like I said, they haven't been that bad. The results has been disappointing. Have been against the teams down the lower end of the table, and that was a problem they had a few years ago, wasn't it? When they couldn't break down these teams, but against the better teams, they were getting all the results. It seems that they've gone back to that stage again. And I know they've had some injuries, Liverpool, this year, and it's not been easy for them. But so far, the way it's looking, if it weren't for some of the other results going their way over the past 2 months, I mean, they'd have been out of it.
Well, I'm puzzled. Since Christmas, they haven't won any of their 4 home games. They've been pretty shocking. And listen, you've got to remember as well, it's a pandemic. There are no fans in the ground. I think the fans at certain grounds make a difference. I'm going to be doing a feature on this on game day on Saturday. So I think that's worth bearing in mind. Also, how pandemics affect individual players as well, because that's a part of it as well. But that's affecting everybody, okay? All that stuff can affect everybody. A home team, away team can be affected by no crowd. The pandemic affects all individuals who are on the pitch, not just a home side or an away side. So what I'm looking at here is an arrogance, I think, from Liverpool as a football club, that they felt they didn't need to sign a centre-back early in the window, so they didn't bother. They waited until the last day to bring in 2. One of them was available last night, and Jurgen Klopp got arrogant because he thought, I know, I'll leave him on the bench. I can afford to have Henderson still in the back four. No, put Henderson in midfield where he belongs, where you need a spine. Your spine has gone with Van Dijk gone and Fabinho out and Henderson out of the midfield. Your spine has gone. Stick him in midfield. Stick a centre-back at centre-back. I know it's revolutionary, but try that. You're putting too much pressure on any one of those, or 2 or 3 of those 3 superstars up front to score goals. And when the pressure's on them, sometimes it's just too much. So I think that the club was arrogant not to sign centre-backs earlier in the window. And I think that Jurgen Klopp was arrogant signing a centre-back who's been playing all season and not putting him in the team. What's the point of that? Ridiculous.
Well, they've had a couple of good results, and he probably thought, so why change the team? But I'm with it as well in on Henderson. And the reason is, I think the reason they've missed, Van Dijk is, but Henderson, Fabinho playing at the back, I kind of get. He's done it on numerous occasions. He covers really, really well there. But I think we're forgetting the influence of both of them there. You've just talked about it. By Henderson playing in midfield and by Van Dijk being at the back, that spine, that experience, those leadership skills have been missed by Liverpool in organisational skills. You put them 2 in it, in their right positions, I think it would be a different story, no matter who we're playing up front. Except Origi, I've said all along, he's not good enough for Liverpool. I know he's a bit of a hero because he's scored in some big matches for them, but he's not good enough, Aid. He's not good enough to be at Liverpool at this moment in time. He might go away and be one of those players, goes away, scores loads of goals, he comes back to the Premier League and he's scoring goals left, right, centre. But at this moment in time, to have him as your backup not good enough.
He's had a couple of great moments, but he's not a great player. You're right. I think that it comes into sharp focus when, and people could talk about injuries. Lots of clubs have had injuries. Everton have had numerous injuries, and here Everton are 4 points behind Liverpool with 2 games in hand. All of a sudden, it becomes clear just how bad this attempt is to retain the title from Liverpool Football Club. And if the injuries, if people want to point to injuries, then have a look at your owners who aren't signing the players you need to cover for those injuries. Have a look at Jurgen Klopp, who is given a centre-back and leaves him on the bench. Ask what's going on there.